A few months ago, I posted on Facebook and asked if anyone would be interested in a home buying video, and a few people said yeah. So here I am. Now, I am not a expert, a realtor. I do not have a degree in this field. So this is just Nique's opinion about what happened, what she went through, what tips she picked up, and all that good stuff. Okay, if you need to talk to someone with a little bit more experience, I advise you to hit up the Google and search someone of that caliber, and then you sit down and talk with them. But if you want to know my experience and my tips and the things that I went through and little things that I picked up during my home buying process, then please continue to watch. Okay, first things first. If you do not have a clue as to what your credit score is, you might want to hit up one of those free credit apps or Experian or something of that nature, so you can get an idea on what your credit score is. The banks won't even look at your application unless you have minimum a 620, 640 credit score. Okay, they won't. I don't even think they will even let you fill out an application, because they're gonna run your social security number through the little software, and they're gonna spit out your credit score, and they're gonna let you know if you qualify for a home loan or not based on just your credit score alone. So if you get to that stage and okay, you qualify to fill out the application. So you want to be pre-approved before you actually go out and look for a home, because pre-qualified is basically a guesstimation on what they think you might can afford. Pre-approved, however, is exactly what you can afford. Okay, you might be pre-qualified for a $500,000 loan, and then once you get pre-approved, it might drop down to $250,000. Okay, so get pre-approved first, and then you take that to your realtor. 9 times out of 10, most realtors won't even work with you unless you are pre-approved or approved. Some realtors won't even work with just a pre-approved paper, but some of them will. Okay, so once you get your credit score all squared away and you know what you need to do, because at that particular point you will know if you can even afford a house, or they'll tell you, look, you need to go work on your credit score and maybe come back in a year or two. So once you get done with that, you talk to your realtor about what exactly you want in a home, and you can do that on your own. There are plenty of apps you can download, like realtor.com and some other app I can't think of right now, but there are a lot of apps out there that you can download, and you can pretty much start the home buying search without a realtor. That makes sense. So once you start your search, be realistic in your budget. Okay, don't go out there with, I want a 8-bedroom house with 6 bathrooms, when you know your budget warrants a 4-bedroom home with 2.5 baths. Okay, so be realistic in your square footage and your needs and your wants. You can want a walk-in shower, a jacuzzi tub, and all that good stuff, but make sure it's realistic within your budget. If not, you're gonna find yourself very frustrated during this process. So first thing first, sit down with your husband or your significant other and decide what you really want and what you really can afford. Okay, there are many different types of home loans out there, such as the VA loan for veterans, conventional loan, which is the traditional loan, the FHA loans. So once you talk to your banker or whoever is doing the home loan application at the bank, they will let you know which loan best fits you, if that makes sense. Now, a traditional loan, like I said, is basically 20% down, and I don't know anybody who can afford 20% down. That is just ridiculous amount of money. Okay, now FHA loan, I'm thinking, excuse me, from what I've known, FHA loan is traditionally for first-time home buyers, but anybody can apply for that loan. So when you go to your bank, just ask them about the different loans that are available for you and your budget and all that good stuff. Now, you need to have down payment. Down payment is basically like you're buying a car times 10. It works the same way. So with a FHA loan, their down payment is somewhere between 3 and 10%. So if you're looking at a $250,000 home, your down payment can be as high as $25,000, if I'm not mistaken. Check my math on that, okay? So you need to have some type of down payment, okay? Now, just like buying a car, your down payment can depends on how good or how bad your credit is, and the more you pay down, obviously, the less your monthly notes will be. But just make sure you check with your home loan officer about the different down payments and different down payments and monthly payments and stuff. But when you do have this conversation, make sure you lock in your interest rate. You do not want to have your interest rate to go up and down year after year. You don't know what you're paying on your monthly payments. That's bizarre to me. To me anyway. If you like surprises and you like not knowing how much your mortgage is going to be, by all means, don't ask them about a locked in rate. But if you like to know how much your monthly payments is going to be year after year, month after month, you might want to lock in your interest rate so it won't be going up and down throughout the years. That's just foolishness. Okay? Now, once you do all that and you find your perfect house and you put in a bid, you can find yourself in a bidding war back and forth with the owner of the house. Now, once y'all settle on amount you want to pay for this house, then you in escrow. You have to have a certain amount of earnest money at this point to lock in that particular home. That's basically what earnest money is. It can range anywhere between $500 and $5,000 or higher, depending on what kind of house you're buying and all that good stuff. But you have to be very, very careful with this earnest money, because that's money you do not get back. And the reason being is that you're in escrow for a month or whatever, and then you decided not to get the house, or the banks decided that you not approved for this loan amount, or whatever the case may be. The owner took that house off the market for how many days, how many months, or whatever the case is. So that's money and time that they're losing, that people could have been entering the house and looking at the house and having open house and all that good stuff on this house. So you basically compensating the people for taking this house off the market for however many days, weeks, months it was off the market and could have been listed. So be careful with how much money you put in escrow. Well, not escrow. Be careful with your earnest money, because that's money you're not going to get back. Now, in some cases, they might give you 25%, 50% of it back, but that depends on what company you're dealing with and who is the homeowner, okay? 9 times out of 10, that's money you just lost. Okay, once you put in the bid and all that good stuff, then comes the hard part. Be prepared for the banks to be all up in your business, okay? They want to know your banking statement, your statement. Are you over your limit on your credit card? How much money you spending versus how much money you're saving? They want to know all that good stuff. They basically want everything but your firstborn, okay? Now, if you are employed by a regular job, meaning you have a 9 to 5, you get a check every 2 weeks or every week, or whatever the case may be, it's a little bit easier to keep track of because it's all paperwork that you just go get from your job. You know, you just go get your check stubs and go get your W-2 forms and you just give it to the people. Now, if you are self-employed, and no shade to the self-employed people, but if you are self-employed, they are going to be harder on you because they want to see documentation of how much money you bringing in, how much money is going out, are you paying your taxes, all that good stuff. They might ask for taxes for this year and 2 years before, you know, if that makes sense, because they want to know where this money coming from, how you getting it. And even if you get a lump sum of money for somebody, they want to know who gave it to you, how much is it, did you pay taxes on it. They basically wants to know everything that's going in and out of your house. You really can't blame them because they're not giving you, they are lending out all this money, and they want to know how they are going to get paid. And they want to make sure that the people that they are lending this money out to, that they are responsible with their money, they pay their bills on time, and all that good stuff. So please be prepared for them to dig deep into your business, okay? Now, once you get this money, people, this is not money that they are going to give you and it's just going to be sitting in your bank account and you have an option to buy a house. That's not how they go. You're not going to take this money and let it sit there. Oh, okay, they gave me a home loan, so I want to buy a home. I want to go to Europe for a year. It's not how that happens, okay? You don't even touch that money, okay? Your money, that home loan goes straight to the people you're buying the home for, okay? It doesn't go to you and sit in your personal bank account and just sit there and you just do whatever the freak you want to do with it. That's not how that's working. So if you think that's how it's going to happen, it's not. It's not going to happen that way. Sorry. It's just not. Now, once you go through all of that, then here comes the inspector. Now, inspectors are there to let you know everything that's wrong with this house. Whether a socket in the bathroom is not working, you have termites, your heating duct needs to be dusted. They are there to see everything that's wrong with this house. Now, granted, you are not going to just buy a perfect house. Something is going to be wrong. Even if the house is brand new, something is going to be wrong, okay? It's just the way it is. Now, you have the option to let the homeowners fix this problem, or you say, you know what, I'll buy the house and I'll fix it, but you guys got to take X amount of money off for me to buy this house. Either way it goes. You can either have the homeowners fix it and then they could push back your date and all that good stuff. But please have an inspector come in. You can waive this option. You do not have to have someone to come in and inspect the house and see what's wrong with it and see if you have a leaky pipe or termites. You don't have to do that. It's very dumb of you if you don't let an inspector come in, but you do not have to. Now, sometimes this money might come out of your pocket. You have to have a check ready for this person, or the bank may pay for it. Now, what the bank will do is get the house appraised. They will have to know how much the house is worth and all that good stuff. That's not an option unless you buying cash. If you paying for this house cash, you don't have to have it appraised. You just, whatever is the sale market is, whatever they selling the house for, and y'all negotiate a price and you go from there. If you buying a house cash, you do not have to have it appraised. If you getting a home loan, they have to have the house appraised, okay? That part you can't skip. Now, once you go through all of that, which could take anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months, okay? You have to be very patient. This is a very tedious process, and you have to have patience. That's it. That's the only way you're not going to go crazy and you're not going to pull all your hair out and not be frustrated. You're gonna still be a little bit frustrated because you're gonna be anxious and all that good stuff, but you have to be prepared to know in your mind that you have to be patient with yourself, with the banks and all that good stuff. But when you buy a house cash, the process is totally different, okay? You basically put down your earnest money, you set a closing date. Basically a couple of days before your closing date, you have the money transferred from your bank account to their bank account, and then on closing day you sign a couple of pieces of paper and you out the door. That's basically how it works when you're dealing with a cash situation. On your closing date with a home buying, with a home loan, you're gonna be going through 60 different documents that you have to sign. You'll probably be there for about 30 minutes to an hour just signing papers and going over every little detail and making sure everything is right. When you're dealing with a cash closing, it is not that tedious. I was basically in there for 10 minutes, I think, signing papers and getting the keys to the house. That was basically it. On a home loan, the process is very long and you have to be very, very patient, okay? And you have to factor in earnest money, you have to factor in down payment, and you have to factor in closing costs, okay? Those are your four main money factors. Cost of the home, your earnest money, your down payment, and your closing costs, okay? You have to keep all four of those very important things in mind when you're going into buying a home. Everything else is something you have to work at, like your credit score or the paperwork and sending all type of documents for the banks. All that is stuff that comes. That's basically it. That's all I have for you on my home buying tips. I hope that this helps someone during their process. And again, I'm not a professional. Google is your best friend, okay? Go into Google and type in anything you want to type in about home buying, and I promise you it will help you out a whole lot, okay? It helped me out a whole lot. So yeah, that's it. If you guys like these types of videos or have anything else you want me to talk to you about, like story times and stuff like that, of things that I've been through and things that I've gone through. So yeah, if you want to see more of these videos, give a thumb up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video if you know someone who's going through the home buying process and might need a little tips. And share this video with your family and your friends. And I greatly appreciate you guys for watching, and I will see you in my next video.